Processed vegan foods. Are they good or bad? Let's talk about it. I recently made a video about the Beyond Burger. That is an excellent burger. You should check it out. And some of my subscribers that are very health conscious, they had statements that they made about processed food. So I figured for a lot of the new people that's trying to be vegans, I need to speak on processed vegan foods to give you the real information on are they good or bad for you. Now, the first thing you have to do is you have to make a list or a chart. Let's make a chart. And let's say our chart goes from best to good to bad to worst. Okay? So you got best, good, bad, and worst. Now let's line up everything in its proper category. Now, fruits and vegetables in their natural state, if you were comparing them to processed vegan food, of course, the fruits and the vegetables in their natural states would be best if you compare them to processed vegan foods. But then the question becomes, are the processed vegan foods good, bad, or worse? Now, I say good, and I'm going to tell you why. First off, a lot of vegans, what's one of the main kitchen items that they have in their kitchen? A food processor. So let's identify what is processed foods. Anything you take out of its original natural state is processed. So if you're making hemp milk, that's processed. If you're making cashew milk, that's processed. Just like that. If you're making bread, that's processed. Anything that you're boiling or steaming or cooking, that is processed. So if I take some strawberries or some natural ingredients that are all good for me as whole foods, and I make a strawberry pie, does that best that I've taken and made a processed pie Because the only difference between my pie when I make it and put it in the refrigerator and the pie that someone else makes and put it in the refrigerator at the stores, the only difference is one is at the store and one is in your refrigerator. Okay? And there's no difference between that frozen food and the raspberries and blueberries that you got frozen that you make your smoothies with. Same thing. But I want to know, if you take these strawberries and natural whole ingredients and make a strawberry pie, does that go from best to bad or worse? Does it jump down that low? Does it go from being great ingredients to becoming unhealthy and bad for you? And the answer is absolutely not. Okay? Now let's describe bad and worse. Bad and worse are poisonous foods that actually do damage to the body. Not a food that's not at its highest potential. You can't say, oh, this food is not at its highest potential, so all of a sudden it's bad. Now I can back up everything I say. Let me give you a perfect example. I had one vegan that came on and said, they are fruitarian and they just eat natural fruit. Well, first off, lots of fruitarians are bad for vegans because many thousands of fruitarians got rickets, had all type of bone problems, thin bones, got sick and had to go back to eating meat. I'll have to make a whole video on that. Some of your super strict vegans got sick. Facts. Okay? And if you want to use Dr. Sebi for an example, Dr. Sebi ate fish. Facts.
Once in a while, I will eat fish.
So now, let's take the same chart. Best, good, bad, worse. Now, when you go to your store in your neighborhood and you buy your fruit, compared to fruit altogether, what category does your fruit that you buy in the store go in? Well, let me let you know. It does not go in best. Facts. Because the best fruit is fruit that is tree ripened. You see, if you grow marijuana, until the buds are totally ready, it doesn't have all the THC in it. And the same for an orange, the same for an apple, the same for fruit. If it's not totally tree ripened, it doesn't have the full potential of vitamins and nutrients that it has in it. So if you put the fruits and vegetables, the fruits especially, because vegetables can maintain more nutritional value for a longer period of time than fruits. That's why vegetables are so important. But fruit especially. Fruit that you're getting is not tree ripened. So when you compare the fruit that you're getting and you put it on the same scale, you're trying to put processed food and put it on the scale compared to tree ripened fruit, you're not eating the best either. You're eating a depleted fruit. Now the question is, if I eat a mango fresh off the tree, and then I eat a mango that's been shipped and sent to the store, because that mango is not at its highest potential, does it jump past good and go all the way down to bad and worse? No, it's still good. It's just not at its fullest potential. And what have happened with a lot of vegans is they've taken its fullest potential, and now they're starting to say everything that's not at its fullest potential is bad, which is false, wrong, a lie, and bad for veganism. Okay? That's a fact. It's bad for veganism. Every time you criticize vegan food, you're basically anti-vegan. You're basically running people away from becoming vegans. Say whatever you want to say. Dr. Sebi and the whole alkaline promotion has ran away more people from becoming vegan, has slowed down people becoming vegan more than it has helped. Okay? And I've been doing this. I've been a vegan since 1979. So I don't need no 7-year or 15-year vegan trying to tell me no. I walk the walk so I can talk the talk. Walk the walk Do 20 years and then get back at me. Okay? Because here go the thing. When I say, oh, I ate a Beyond Burger, people jump to the conclusion. They start saying, oh, you eat all these processed foods. First off, what do you mean all these processed foods? I've never seen a vegan go in a Whole Foods or something and fill up their cart with processed foods. The processed foods are often mixed with the whole foods. So they'll go buy some mock chicken, but they still make their asparagus and their couscous, okay, and their peas, and they have that with that. It's not like they just sit there and just eat that. I had another person say, well, you said you never ate processed foods because they were bad. No, I did not say that. I said that I don't eat veggie burgers because they were horrible. And how would I know they're horrible unless I ate a lot of veggie burgers? Keep it a billion. But I didn't say I don't eat processed foods. I've been eating processed foods from the very beginning, back when we was going to General Nutrition and getting potato chips from General Nutrition, getting all kind of energy bars, all the sodas, the ginseng rushes and all that's processed drinks, processed foods. All the margarines we was buying, all of that stuff is processed. None of that's in its natural state. Is it bad for you? Absolutely not. Okay? Only thing that's bad for you is foods that are poisonous that actually do damage. This is a fact. So if you eat an orange, if the orange is at 100%, if the orange is at 50%, if the orange is at 20%, if the orange is at 10%, the orange is not damaging you. So there needs to be lines drawn between what damages the body and what doesn't damage the body, instead of this fake news where if you're not, eating all raw, because let's keep it a billion. I'll say I eat some processed foods. And an uppity vegan will say, you shouldn't eat processed foods. And then it show me this stuff they're steaming and cooking. Then a super uppity vegan comes and tells them, well, I only eat raw. You see, like, where does that stop? Like, most of the people that try to talk down the processed food are being talked down by the people that only eat raw, So they only eat raw. And then here goes the one say, well, I only eat fruit. Okay. And I saved a fruitarian from dying. He had staph. And when you're eating sweets all the time, it can't cure staph. If you don't eat vegetables, you can't fight off diseases. Diseases get fought off from being imbalanced on what you're eating. So orange, 1 minute comes and fight the disease, and then garlic comes, because diseases learn to adapt. So if you're just eating oranges, or lemons, these diseases will adapt to that. So you have to throw a disease off. You have to throw a sickness off by hitting it with different types of medicine. You have to hit it with some golden seal. You have to hit it with some blessed thistle. You have to hit it with some limeade, some lemonade. This is how you throw it off. You got to know what you're talking about before you get out here talking to the masses about being a vegan. You got to put some time in. Let me tell you all the real facts about eating vegan and being a vegan for a lot of years, 25, 30, 38 years. You ain't going to eat the same thing. Never. You're going to change. You get tired of stuff. Okay? This minute you're eating couscous all the time, then you don't eat no more couscous. Now you're eating chickpeas all the time. You don't know vegan stays with the same regimen. You change. There's no vegan that's going to sit up and eat Beyond Burgers for 10, 20 years. It's just not going to happen. If you ate Beyond Burgers every day, after about 2 weeks, you ain't going to eat no more Beyond Burgers. This is real vegan stuff I'm telling y'all. You change. Which is best? Run everything through your body. Now, the processed foods, I love the processed foods because our battle is not a battle amongst vegans. Our battle is a battle amongst meat eaters, and we're trying to convert meat eaters. We're trying to provide a way to make it easiest for the meat eater. So as far as I'm concerned, the processed foods are far more valuable to veganism than the whole foods, by far. a veggie dog, a vegan burger, margarine, soy milk, cereal, vegan cereal. These are the most important things in veganism. Facts. Because this whole battle after you become a vegan is ridiculous. I'm not in that battle. I'm in the battle of helping people convert. Okay? Now, when they convert, if you eat a Beyond Burger, if you drink some cashew milk, what that does is that helps change your taste buds. So that's going to change your taste buds. So now you're going to be more open to the whole foods. See, when you're eating the unnatural Burger King and the unnatural fries and the unnatural shake, your taste buds are messed up. So if I make you a 100% natural shake, by you drinking a natural shake, that is going to drive you to eat strawberries. This is a fact. So the processed foods drives people to eat more whole foods. It doesn't stop them from eating whole food. Now another people say is grafted. You're eating grafted food. And then I'd be asking them, well, show me what food is not grafted. And then they try to show me some food, and every food they're eating is grafted. There is no original food on this planet. It might be a couple of things in Africa or in South America, but for the most part, all of this food has been hybrid, grafted, spliced, and made into something else. This is something that has to be done. If you're not a botanist, if you're not a grower, stop talking about plants. You know, just because you're a vegan, don't mean you know a thing about plants. I keep telling y'all that this planet was set up by extraterrestrial lords that came to this planet. And they brought all of this food with them from other planets. And all of this food was grafted and made to adapt to this environment. None of this is the original food. We've been doing that forever. That's what we do. We make new stuff. So people say, oh, that carrot, that's a new carrot. And the old carrot was a new carrot. They show me some purple carrot and they say this is the original carrot. Is it? You don't have no proof that purple carrot is the original carrot. Man has been grafting marijuana and grafting stuff to make stronger rope and have been adapting plants since the beginning of time. If you go to Hawaii right now, the Hawaiian farmers are working, trying to figure out a way to make plants do this or do that, to take a plant that grow in the lowlands and try to adapt it and try to crossbreed it to make it so it can grow in the mountains. This is what you have to do to survive. If you don't graft food and if you don't crossbreed food, you'd be extinct because you have to make new food to make it in different weather and like that. It's different weather conditions that this food have to be made to be survival. And it's not like man just was making new just for the hell of it. But to get back to the thing about the processed foods, all the you make in this process. So if I go and I blend up some cashew milk and I put it in my refrigerator and I drink it tomorrow, what's the difference if I seal it in a jar and send it cold to the stores? How is that a bad thing? Because everybody not going to be able to make up all this stuff all the time. You get these vegans that can cook all the time and they can be blending and making stuff all the time. And they don't want to be realistic that a lot of people in the rat race, we ain't got all day to be sitting up there blending and boiling and making shit all the time. You got to grab something on the go. So native foods, to be able to go to native foods and get a sandwich is a blessing. To be able to go to Soul Vegetarian and get a sandwich is a blessing. To be able to go to Urban Vegan and get something is a blessing. Chicago Diner, that's a blessing. Anybody that's providing something for us to eat that is not bad or worse, it's a blessing. It ain't all got to be this super, which none of it really is, except the vegetables. So the thing is, but when I eat the banana, I eat the strawberry, I eat the depleted mango, it's not bad for me. It's just not as good as the one that come off the tree. So let's distinguish bad and worse from the best and good. Everything don't drop from the best to bad. And this is why I disagree with a lot of people. How can you tell me somebody go and make some natural corn chips? How can you tell me that's as bad as Flaming Hots? I mean, come on, man, it's got to be a distinction or you're going to confuse the people. This is all right and this is not. That's the difference between me and them. I'm trying to convert people, okay? So to me, processed foods is a blessing. To me, processed vegan foods are opening up a market for veganism, is converting people into veganism that's going to cause them to now, okay, they bought this Beyond Burger, it tastes good. Now they want natural ketchup. Now they want natural mustard. Okay, so now if they go buy the Beyond Burger, guess what? They got to walk down the aisle of the natural food. When they go buy the natural ketchup, guess what? They got to walk down the aisle with other natural products. This leading them in to eating more whole foods. They ain't going to put no up pickles on no Beyond Burger, so now they're going to be trying to find natural pickles. They're going to be trying to get good onions. They're going to be trying, and so now they eat that. Now they like, well, what else good I could eat? I've never seen a person just sit up and eat veggie dogs and veggie burgers and processed food. Nobody does that. There's not a vegan on this planet that eats the same thing for 30 years straight. One reason is because there's very few of you on this planet that been a vegan 38 years, okay? Seriously. So it's like, if you ain't walked the walk, don't try to talk the talk. I walk this, I live this. You see, it's just like when you become black conscious and you find out about blackness, you get all black power, black power, black power. Same thing when you're a vegan. When you first become a vegan, you get, I can't, everything poison. I remember when I first moved to Los Angeles and I became a vegan, and when I would ride the bus and go by Fat Burger, when the smoke would come on the bus, it would make me sick. Seriously, because I was just becoming vegan, I was so gung-ho on it. But after you've been a vegan for so long, two things happen. Two things happen after you do 20 years be a vegan. You're either going to relax some, or you're going to go back to eating meat. There ain't no in between. These are facts. Some of your strictest vegans that was the super strictest for 10 years, them is eating meat today. Because they kept their diet small, they got bored, okay? One thing with being a vegan, you got to have excitement with it. If it gets boring, that's going to be a problem. So you need to be able to go out to dinner. You need to be able to get dinners. You need to be able to get gourmet vegan. You need to be able to get fast food vegan. You need to be able to juice. You need to be able to fast. You need to be able to eat raw sometime. You need to be able to change it up. You'll watch me sometime. You'll see me, 1 minute I'm doing this, the next minute I'm eating raw. The next minute I'm fasting for 30 days, 28 days. Okay, if I fasted for 38 days a year or so ago. I didn't make 40, I think 37 days. I didn't make 40, I'm trying to make 40 days. But 38 days. So I change it up. I like to change it up. Okay, oh man, this was good. Oh man, I'm eating Beyond Burgers. Okay, oh man, I'm finna go on a watermelon fast. This is what real vegans do. We change it up. We change it up. We don't just sit there and we don't just stick. You're not going to stick with one thing. And the people that did try to stick with a small thing, they be like Sabi. Sabi stuck with his alkalinity, was eating fish. He couldn't get out. He made the claim, don't make me put the video up again. He made the claim that he ate fish. He said, I still eat fish. So my thing is, how in the f*** is he going to tell somebody what not to eat when he couldn't even abide by his own rules?
Once in a while I will eat fish. Once in a while I will eat fish. Once in a while I will eat fish.
So what I'm telling y'all is people telling y'all make-believe but they're not sticking with that. They're not sticking with that. This is about survival. You're going to eat what you got to eat to survive. And you're going to eat the best what you can find at that time. And then you're going to try to go up. And what you're trying to do is just don't go back to where it's poison and it's killing you. That's what you're trying to do. All you're trying to do is avoid the poison. Somebody got to start identifying the poison. And I'm going to make a video called Identifying the Poison. And if it ain't poison, eat it. Oh, God.
health, and longevity. If you want to consume more plant-based foods, if you want to abstain from junk foods, if you want to consume fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and herbs, and avoid dead flesh, artificial flavors and colorings, sweeteners, anything that is unreal basically, purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El-Aton, who has been a vegan 40 plus years. He will take you step by step on how to abstain from the junk foods, how to abstain from the dead flesh, the chicken, the turkey, the pork, beef, and all sorts of animal products. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan, to eat more natural. Remember that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. Consume of every fruit-bearing and herb-bearing tree. Unto you it shall be for meat. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El-Aton. Peace, health, and longevity.